April hath put a spirit of youth in everything. Our second speaker is a guest speaker, Larry Coco, is that it?
That's right.
Larry is a member, or he's getting ready to participate in the Division E International Speech Contest. He's been a Toastmaster for about a year and has achieved his CC and CL designations. After his evaluation, we'll spend a little bit of time doing a round robin for his request. And his speech is entitled Dancing in the Rain. Welcome, Larry.
I don't want to take too much of your time, so I know if the round robin doesn't work out, we don't have to do that. Wiser men than myself have said, when life rains on your parade, learn to dance in the rain. What a load of horse manure. I mean, really? Really? When plans fall apart, when your whole world is crashing down around you, just dance like everything is okay. Does that make sense to anyone? Anyone? Oh. And yet, I've discovered it's the only way to truly live. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, friends, I had plans. They were good plans. Everything was going to be perfect. You see, there was a job opening to be a corporate trainer. I would get to do the things I love most, to talk, train, teach, and I get paid to do it. So I applied, and lo and behold, I get an interview. But I learned that I would have to prepare a 40-minute presentation. Now, me being a Toastmaster, I laugh at these obstacles. Why? I'll vivify them with my vocal variety and bedazzle them with my body language. So that's the plan. Nail the interview, get the job, live happily ever after. And then came the rain. July 2nd, 2015, I wake up that morning with a tingling in my lip and a numbness that grew throughout the day. By breakfast, my coffee dripped down my chin. By lunch, I had trouble pronouncing words. And by dinner, I was in the hospital. I thought I was having a stroke. But the doctor called it Bell's palsy. Does anyone know what that is? Mm-hmm. Good, then you know it's highly contagious, right? Kidding. But it is a virus that paralyzes part of the face. It is the most random thing in the world, and it just happens to some people sometimes. But why me? A Toastmaster? Why now? Just when I'm getting ready for my interview. What am I going to do? I can't go in like this. I have to call them. Hello? I'd like to schedule my interview, please. I explained the situation the best I could, and they agreed to postpone the interview for 3 weeks. Nothing more. Unfortunately, there's no definitive timeline as to how long it takes for this virus to pass. Some recover in a week, others take months and years, and some become permanent. Now, you'd think Bell's palsy would be enough to deal with, but it's not the paralysis that's hard, it's the ripple effects. Ripples like uncontrollable tears. My eyes were a constant downpour. Because half my face was paralyzed, I couldn't close my eye, which causes it to dry up, which causes it to well up with tears, which causes me to cry at the most random time and places. Makes me a great date for chick flicks. Not so great is my face, which severely droops, as if it were dripping off of my skull. My last family portrait looked like it belonged in the Dali Museum. And I had to speak out of the side of my mouth, which made it difficult to talk, but when I did, I made it rain. I had at least a 2-foot splash zone everywhere I went. I try to make the best of the situation, but after 3 weeks go by, things aren't funny anymore. I am rain incarnate, metaphorically speaking. Literally speaking, I can't kiss my wife. I can't smile for a stupid camera. And I cannot make a fool of myself in this interview. I have to cancel it. And then my dad says to me, Larry, when life rains on your parade, learn to dance in the rain. I thought about giving him my horse manure speech, but instead I just listened. Larry, you can either sit on the sidelines and wait for the rain to stop and the music to end, or you can learn to adapt, to listen for the rhythm and dance. I didn't want to admit it, but he was right. I had a tendency to get so caught up in my plans and routines that when the slightest disruption happens, I'm ready to throw in the towel. Does anybody relate to that? But if we just take the time to stop and listen for the rhythm, to adapt to the situation, we might learn that life goes on. And we can either go on with it, or we can just wait for the music to end. I decided to find the rhythm for my interview. To adapt to the situation, what would I need to do? All right, I have a tendency to slur more as the day goes on, so I need to schedule my interview as early as possible. Check. I have more trouble with words that begin with B, P, and F, so no F words. Got it. And I shouldn't have breakfast before the interview because, well, that gives me gas. All right, we are ready to go. Interview day comes and goes, and I execute everything flawlessly. Sort of. I may not have wowed them with my vocal variety, but I got the job. So hooray! I get to live happily ever after. Why? Because everything worked out? No. Because I learned to grow despite the circumstances. To dance in the rain. I still struggle with Bell's palsy today. I haven't recovered at 100% yet. But I'm not going to let Bell's palsy keep me from living my life. These past several months, I celebrated 4 years of marriage with my wife. I saw 2 friends become husband and wife and another friend become a mother. I got to experience Disney World all over again through my son's eyes. Life goes on if we can just learn to dance. Some of you may be going through your own storms today. I'd like to encourage you. Listen for the rhythm of your life. Adapt. Move. Sidestep. Dance, my friend. Dance.